Every September, the United Nations General Assembly turns into world's biggest stage for diplomacy. Leaders fly in, cameras roll, and the speeches set the tone for global politics. This year, it was Brazil's president, Mr. Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, who made the headlines. And let me tell you, not for holding back. Standing at the iconic green marble podium, Lula delivered a fiery opening speech. He talked about democracy, climate change, human rights, and the need for stronger global cooperation. But here's what grabbed the world's attention without even saying his name. Lula seems to be pointing straight at Donald Trump and far-right movement across the globe. Well, his message was very sharp. Arbitrary sanctions are becoming the rule, not the exceptions. Now think about that. He was calling out powerful nations, specifically the US under Trump, for using sanctions as a weapon. Lula argued that these moves don't solve problems. They only weaken economies, hurt ordinary people, and erode trust in global institutions. Now, Lula didn't have to say Trump just to make his point. Everybody in that particular hall and around the globe knew that whom he was talking about. Well, during this period of time, Washington slapped sanctions on countries from Venezuela to Iran. Even India was not exception, and even threatened his own allies when they didn't fall in line. Lula's words were just a reminder that many nations, specifically the global south, see these policies as economic bullying. But his speech was bigger than that, bigger than Trump. Lula painted a picture of a world that is divided. Democracies under pressure, climate change ignored by big polluters, and global governance titled in favor of few, not the many. He called for multilateralism, a world where countries work together instead of one power dictating the terms. You know what? This is classic Lula. Since returning to the power, he has styled himself as the voice of the global south, championing Africa, Asia, Latin America, the countries often sidelined in global policies. Now, by attacking sanctions and warning about far-right people, he was also speaking directly to his domestic audience in Brazil, where democracy has been under strain. And you know what? That's why it matters a lot. Lula's speech shows a growing divide in the global politics right now. On one hand, you have leaders like Mr. Trump and other of his allies who believe in strongman tactics and unilateral power. On the other hand, you have leaders like Lula pushing for a collective, multipolar world order. The timing is also very important here. The war in Gaza has destabilized the Middle East. Tensions with Iran, they are boiling again, and climate disasters, well, they are hitting harder each year. Lula's words were meant to remind the world that if countries don't stand together now, the crisis will only get worse. So, here's the takeaway, ladies and gentlemen. Lula's speech was not just about another UN address. It was a warning shot. A warning against far-right politics, against the misuse of sanctions, and against the growing arrogance of the big power. Again, he didn't name Trump. He didn't have to. The world, well, the whole world heard it.